Hello, it is the end of Filia 2009. Oh, you all right? I've literally just sorted it out for you.
I'm coming. No, I'm working. Hello.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Hi, yeah. We are at the end of Filia 2019. It's Sobering Maid.
And DJ Lippy.
So I couldn't make it yesterday. I could only come to the Sunday. But what have you learned from Filia?
I've learned that feminism is exhausting, and I've learned a lot. Really, it's been a really jam-packed weekend, just conferences and talks and workshops non-stop. I think my big takeaway is, the conference was opened with a speech by Pragna Patel.
I missed that. Yeah.
And she does a lot of work with Self-Help Black Sisters. She's a founding member. And one thing that really struck me is, she was talking a lot about the rise of fascism now. We have, obviously, you've got Mr. Trump in the White House, but across the world there's a rise of totalitarian states, of religious fundamentalism. You've got it in India, Pakistan, all through the Middle East, in South America now, all the democracies are falling. And, as hard as it is for anybody to live under a totalitarian state, women are sort of doubly impacted and doubly disenfranchised. So just having that sort of brought home to me, I think a lot of it is what's going on around the world now with, women everywhere. It's a bit of a shit time for us, really.
Say what?
What, really?
I hadn't noticed.
It's been emotional. I've cried a couple of times. I'm probably going to have to go home and decompress for a few days and
for sure.
Settle food to me, because it's quite. It's good that people get to tell their stories, but it's quite traumatic, a lot of it as well.
Yeah, it is. And I think women are so naturally empathetic as well that when we hear somebody express their pain like that, we can't help but go through it a little bit ourselves as we empathise, and it can be exhausting.
There was one woman, I went to one about lesbian violence against lesbians. There was a talk, and one woman was speaking. She was from Chile, and she'd been arrested by the state in the 80s. There's a fascist state, and she's been tortured, and she's a poet, so she's speaking very eloquently about it, but you could just see that, the pain on her face, and everybody there was crying their eyes out.
Yeah.
And that's really affected me, which I'll probably have a little cry about that later on in the week, or do you know what I mean? It's one of them. You take it on board, don't you?
Yeah, for sure. I was sat in on the Feminist Perspectives on the Sex Trade talk and the Surrogacy Human Rights Violation talk, and I thought they were both so interesting, and I hadn't realised just how hand in hand the two of them can go, this kind of commodification of women's bodies. It was really, really interesting.
Yeah.
But I think my main takeaway is, and I thought somebody said something really interesting about liberal feminism, which is something that we go on about all the time, but the liberal feminism and the academic language that is coming out of the academy doesn't help women. All it does is help the buyers, because they are now using that language. It's coming from the mouth of feminists, and then they're saying, look, these feminists are saying that it's a choice, so it's a choice, and I can buy this woman, and that's fine. And I complain about liberal feminism a lot, but it was really interesting to have it said in such a crystal clear way that it is actually harming, because it's adding to the subjugation of women.
Yeah, it's it's taking the language and making it all sound pretty, but it's actually doing the opposite. It's like Orwellian, isn't it?
Yeah.
Double speak.
We've not even talked about the party on Saturday.
Woo!
What was your favourite bit of the party?
One thing I would take away from the party is, if somebody offers you apple juice, don't assume it's apple juice, because it will be whiskey. And I got very... Was you there then?
No.
Did you see me throw up everywhere?
No wonder you felt so rough today.
No, I didn't actually feel that bad today. I think I threw up at the right point. I'm just exhausted. I got down on Friday, so I've just been non-stop, organising, sorting things out, running around. So, that's what it is. It's nothing to do with all the whiskey and beer and wine that I drank.
Who gave you apple juice? Apple juice in quotation marks, then. Who was it?
X done it. The Irish, innit?
It was so nice to. That is 2 for £10. Those, or actually, we're selling merch at our table as we're doing this.
Multitasking.
Yeah, we've got stickers and posters. You can buy some at our events. If
And
you ever see
we've
us.
got a shop now, haven't we?
Oh, do we?
We've got an Etsy shop. I made
yeah,
one.
we do. Yeah,
so we'll put a link in the description. We never do.
But if you search it, we'll put a link on our social media.
Yeah, if you search Etsy, make more noise, we should come up, and you can buy a poster, buy some stickers.
Were there any sessions that you couldn't go to that you wish you had because there was too many awesome things and we didn't have enough time?
Yeah, well, I caught the end of the surrogacy talk, but I went to see the Kurdistan women.
Yeah, they're 2 for £10.
And what else did I want to see? Okay, yeah, I wanted to see class oppression and the effects on working class women.
Oh, right.
But I was going to the Born in Your Own Body, the invention of the transgender child.
Oh, how was that?
It was really good, yeah. There was Helen Brunswick-Evans and another woman, I don't know her name, but she was analysing actually children's literature, books about the transgender child and sort of the social construction of that. And then Charlie Evans, Make More Noise favourite, was giving a speech, so it was good. It was packed, like it was a really, really popular talk.
You can just take 3 if you want, but just for the tenner, and they're 5 for £2 stickers.
So yeah,
it's 5 for £2.
So
5 stickers for £2.
Oh, I see. Okay.
I really wish there was a session that was like a bed session for today. I've gone and had a little lie down, just a sleeping room.
No problem. Thank you very much.
But to be honest, I mean, I really struggle with talks because I've got the attention span of a fly. So the main reason why I'm here is to meet women and network and to hang out with some fabulous women, which is what I got to do. So
yeah,
I'm pretty happy.
Stickers 5 for £2 and badges £1 each. I really wish I'd gotten the opportunity to go to feminist perspectives on war, the feminist opposition to war.
Okay, yeah,
Done that one, and the climate change one looked really interesting.
The climate change one was good. I was at that one. It was a couple of women from Extinction Rebellion talking about their experiences in the movement, and it got some interesting points, talking a little bit about the sexism in the movement and how women are being sort of frozen out.
That's interesting because we chatted a little bit about that, but we didn't know enough about the environmental movement. Like we chatted about it on our podcast, but we've not really been like in it to comment on it from inside. But that's interesting that they were saying that, which is what we suspected.
Yeah, well, anyway. It was a little bit, but I mean they're in there doing it, and like I don't know, I've got my issues with Extinction Rebellion. I think everybody's a little bit like, oh, what are you doing? But actually they're getting out there and doing stuff. So
Is there anyone that, like, they might have left already and we probably won't grab them for an interview, but is there anyone that you really, really wish you could have sat down and had a one-to-one with on any of the panels?
Yeah, Helen Brunswick-Evans, I think, was always an interesting character. She's like an expert in queer theory. And, she's sort of a critic of it, but like a lot of people who critique queer theory don't do so from within queer theory itself. Like if you go to a conference and you start going off about Foucault, and they're like, no, that's not actually what he was saying. That you've misread what he was saying. But she can do that because she's, within that world. So I think that would be really interesting. Julie Bindle, obviously.
Yeah.
I met her at the breakfast on the first day.
Oh, did you?
Yeah,
what was she like?
She was moaning about the toaster not working. And I was like, yeah, it is. And then I was like, oh shit, that's Julie Bindle. And I was going to say something, but I was like, it's too early in the morning. She's very gumpy looking, and I'm not going to fangirl her.
That's the problem with hotel breakfast, isn't it? Like,
I
had the luxury of being able to stay at my mates, but that's why I had to leave the party early because I had to get the last train back to his. But.
Yeah, no, it was supposed to be a 4-star hotel, and it's not a 4-star hotel, definitely not. But there's worse things in the world, isn't there?
Yeah,
than,
it
like,
does
a
the
shit
job.
breakfast.
But like the conference suites have done the job for facilitating all these women, so that's pretty cool. Anything else you want to say about Filia, really?
Just a fantastic organisation. If you haven't heard of them, go and check out their website. Donations are always welcome. And one of the great things about this conference is that there are free tickets available to women on a limited income. There's free childcare, there's a free creche. So it's really inclusive, and it's really accessible. There's women from all over the world. It's not just, it's got a really international vibe with it.
It does.
They'll fly women's groups in from South America, from the Middle East, from Southeast Asia. So there's a real international flavour with it, which I think is fantastic.
I bought some stuff from women from Hebron, the little group, they had a stall, and I bought some stuff from there.
Yeah.
But it does. It feels like a real kind of interconnectedness of women.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
Feminists. It's cool.
I mean, we're always going to be a niche wherever you go in the world. We're not exactly the most popular people at the party, are we? So get us all in a room together,
and next year it's in Portsmouth.
Is it?
Yeah, just looked at the card.
Down south.
That's a long way for us, isn't it? It's so useful. Salford, last year Salford on our doorstep. This year Bradford, not too far away.
Maybe our lovely listeners would like to crowdfund us as having a trip to Filia next year.
Next year, 17th, 18th of October, 2020.
We should get a room. Do you know what we should do next year? Get a room in the hotel and just grab women and just keep them taken upstairs and having interviews with them.
Yeah, we should maybe. Yeah, that'd be good.
Because I think there's so many fantastic women here that so many different perspectives. Like literally, like you sit down in the pub and you start talking to somebody, and then you find out, you're like, oh my god, you do that amazing thing that I love. So you trip over and you fall over like Linda Bellos. But
I've seen her hanging about a lot. She's a really cool lady. She looks so sharp as well in that pinstripe suit. I love it.
I was nearly going to go and fangirl her yesterday at the bar, and I was like, don't do that, she won't like it, she's normal like you. And I'm like, I know she's a normal human being, I won't say anything about our lover. I didn't. I was just like, I'm not going to say anything. I've done that before.
Cool. Well, that was Suffragette City Radio Extra. Just a little roundup of Filia 2019.
Yeah, you made me do this, even though I felt very, very, very painful today.
You have been moaning all day. Literally like, ugh.
Yeah, you can tell I'm unwell when I start making the sex noises literally all the time. Like, that's what I've been doing all day.
But yeah, check out our blog, check out our other episodes,
check out our shop,
Filia,
check out the shop, subscribe, give us a star rating and share it on the internet, because again we are banned from the internet from quite a lot of it.
And buy tickets for 30th of November, Detransition, the Elephant in the Room.
You can find it on Eventbrite.
Yeah, and maybe we'll see some of you there. Bye.
Bye.